Please, take my seat!
Are you sure?
I insist!
Thank you! What's your name?
Steven!
You know what? I'm gonna name my daughter after you!
Really?
That or Emily!
Well, their goal is to make the world a better place, one good deed at a time. And it may sound a bit ambitious, but Mark Sherman, co-founder of the People for Good campaign, says it's easier than you think. In fact, you can help make the world a better place right now just by doing something nice for someone. And Mark Sherman joins us right now. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. It is ambitious. You know, I wonder first, what inspired this? Were you just feeling like we were all becoming more and more insensitive to each other?
Well, I've long thought that it's incumbent upon all of us to try and make a difference in the world. And I think if we don't, the trajectory of our society is not great. If you look at all the issues that we face, education, healthcare, poverty, war, things are not that great. And we tend to rely on government to solve our problems, and I think it's evident that government can't solve our problems. We have to solve our problems. And People for Good is about energizing Canadians to try and make a difference, to try and improve the fabric of our society just by being a little bit nicer to each other.
And these don't need to be grand gestures.
No, we can, you know, I think the message is that we can all do something to repair the world, and opening a door for your neighbor is something small. Noticing somebody on the street and smiling at them, all of these things have a cumulative effect that we think will improve Canada.
Now, we have, you ask people to send in either their ideas or they can post to YouTube as they're doing some of their good deeds. So let's take a look at one of those good deeds in action.
Today was my first day of doing one good deed every day for 7 days. And so normally I wear my earphones, I listen to music on my way into work. But today I decided to take the earphones out and say good morning to every single person I passed on the street. And I got some interesting responses. Some people didn't respond at all. Some people just kind of gave me an annoyed look even. But the majority did respond. The majority said good morning right back to me. And some even smiled.
Interesting time we've come to,
yeah,
isn't it?
No kidding that you're having to do this. Was this part of an experiment, though, to see sort of the response that you'd get from people as well?
Well, I think we were. I think we were all. You know, People for Good is a group of marketing communications professionals. I have an ad agency called Media Experts. My partner Zach has an agency called Zulu Alpha Kilo, and we just set out to try and encourage people to be nicer to one another because we thought that would have a positive effect. It wasn't an experiment in how people would react. It was a gesture to try and make a difference.
Mark, sometimes I wonder if we go wrong, not from the lack of good deeds, but for our inability to call out bad behavior. I mean, I've been on a streetcar before and somebody's being rude, and in me I want to stand up and say, you're being rude, stop that. But we all just stay quiet and we let it happen. I wonder if that's where we go wrong. Not from not doing good deeds, but we just don't know how to tell the people who are badly behaving, stop that.
Well, I think positive action is more productive than sort of calling people out for bad behavior, setting a good example. And what I find is that when you do something nice for somebody, they're often surprised by that and really appreciate it. You know, it's often, we all hold doors open for people, I think, but if you hold a door open for somebody and look them in the eye, they really appreciate that. I go to Costco every Saturday morning with my buddies, and I've started helping people put their boxes into the car because these boxes are big, huge boxes. And the other day, a woman said to me, "Oh my, you've just made my day." And I just floated out of there. I thought that was, gee, that felt so good. I made somebody feel good, and it didn't really take much
Does
effort.
it cost you anything? It's just a little bit of time. Let's squeeze in one more good deed that someone's posted.
I just wanted to talk about my good deed for the day. I was in the washroom, huge lineup, and there was a little girl and her mom that was behind me, and I let the little girl go ahead in front of me.
Obliviously.
So if people want to participate, Mark, what should they do?
Well, you can go to our website at peopleforgood.ca, get some suggestions about the types of little things that you can do at the office, on the road, at home to make a gesture to somebody else. You can connect with us on Facebook. All you have to do is take a moment to notice the people you work with, the people you live with, the people on the street, and you're going to see that you feel good by making other people feel good.
I think you're right. Mark Sherman, co-founder of The People for Good. Thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.